Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
Today we are going to discuss about the database admin task. And tomorrow and day after tomorrow, 2 more sessions are left. We will cover the remaining part or any further things you want to discuss. Today we will discuss about the database admin task. You got some idea about database and which database you are maintaining in. San and Sanjay. SOA is a database or what it is? ANA is a database. HANA is a database. HANA is a database. SYS4A is not a database. We have to try to understand the difference between HANA and S4CNN. S4 is just a version or what? SYS4 is application. Application, yes, correct. S4NA is application which is running on its application. S4NA is an application. And the underlying database is ANA. SYS4NA cannot run on any other database. Only HANA database. Yes, it cannot run on Oracle or Sybase or any other database. It can run only on the HANA database. SORT is application. HANA is a database. And it cannot. SYS4HANA cannot run on Oracle or any other databases. It is in your organization. S4HANA is application. That application you are going to connect with the SAP GUI. Azure is SAP GUI. You are going to connect to the SAP GUI. And SAP GUI, you are able to connect to the application layer. And application layer you are connecting to the database. Your user IDs are specified into application layer, not into the database. Database in your database is storing the data. But users, whenever you are going to log in, users are here in application layer, not in the database layer. But when S4HANA is going to communicate with the HANA database, there will be some technical user. Some tech user is there. Tech user. The tech username is, what is the tech username? The tech username is schema user. It would be SAP and DB. Some different user is there. That user is used to communicate between SP, SONA and HANA. Today we will discuss about HANA. What is HANA and how it is going to work? HANA is a very popular database. And it's from SAP itself. And it is having a lot of capabilities. HANA is having a lot of capabilities. All these features we are going to see in today's lesson database. What do you understand by database? Database composed of data. Yes, good. Database is just a collection of data. Database is just collection of data files. Database is collection of data file, control file, log file, configuration file. In database, we are having a lot of different types of files are there. They control the data. Database is just collection of data, control file, configuration. What is the instance database instance? DB instance is a collection of database DB process. DB process plus resources. Resources DB processes. Like what are the DB processes here in Oracle database? In Oracle in HANA database we are having the name server, we are having the preprocessor, we are having the compile server. We have different database processes are available in HANA database. They have the different purpose. Name server maintain the landscape information. Preprocessor feeds the unstructured information. Compile server compile the stored procedures, and we are having the index server. Index server holds the data and process this data into the system. Your database is HANA database. If now we will see the database administration. A SAP system is going to connect with the database. Database, we are having two things. Database is collection of data, file log files, configuration files, and other files. And database instance is a combination of database processes and the resources. Resources could be memory. Whenever the SAP system is going to connect with the database, it is going to use those processes like name server, preprocessor, compile server, and other processor. HANA database is a multi-tenant database architecture. HANA database is a multi-tenant database. Multi-tenant database means like it is similar to like apartment kind of thing. In apartment, you are staying in floor number 1. Somebody else is staying in floor number 2. You are having different tenant databases. You can do the configuration as per the tenant. We have the different applications. Like here, like S4 HANA is using. But it is also possible here in S4 HANA is using tenant 1. In HANA database, it is also possible that another application, like I am having another application, BW application. BW application can use also HANA. And the same HANA server. Here we are having tenant 2. Two applications are using one HANA database software, but they are residing into different tenant databases. Oracle IBM. Both companies are staying in one apartment, one commercial building. Floor 1 is for Accenture. Floor 2 is for IBM. Floor 3 is for SCL, and like that we can have. Multi-tenant is very popular concept because these days now we are having the cloud concept. HANA can also be implemented on cloud. S4 HANA can also be implemented on cloud. We have both features on premise as well as on cloud. AMN is MDC multi-tenant database container. We are having when we are going to install the HANA software, we will be having multiple tenants. We can create another tenant from the system database. We will be having one system database and multiple tenants. One application is going to use one tenant database. All the application related data is going to store into that particular tenant databases. But what is the unique point about HANA is? What is why HANA is popular? HANA is in memory platform. In memory platform. HANA is an in-memory platform which was invented in 2011. Version 1.2 and another version has come. 2016. Latest version of HANA is what? Latest version of HANA is HANA 2.7. In 2023, HANA version is 2.07 is the latest. HANA is in memory platform. In memory platform. You guys understand. Suppose I am having anything in the RAM. If I am going to start the system, suppose I am having in RAM. I am having some table data in RAM. When I am going to start the system, this data would be there or it will be reset. It will be stored in the hash. That's why I am asking that suppose I am going to restart the server. RAM is available to a particular server. RAM is particular to about server. And suppose I restart this server. Whatever the table is in the RAM, it will be lost, or when we restart the server, it will automatically come up. If, like in the disk, when we restart the system, like when we restart our computer, we are having the C drive, D drive, and whatever the data, it's coming there. But suppose some data is in the memory. That data would be there or not there when we restart the system. If we restart the server, log files will be cleaned up. Yes, it will be lost. Data is in RAM is volatile data. Volatile means when you are going to for persistence, we must be having the data storage level. In here case, we are having two types of storage, data storage and log storage. We have to. Whatever changes are happening here, it is recorded from here to here in the data area. This is on the disk data, and we are having the log files, log areas. This is on the particular disk. Whatever changes we are making here. Suppose some guy is going to work on a particular table, and whatever changes are happening into this table, it is every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, the changes are returned from here. Everything I'm going to show you practically, or you can see practically each and everything. The parameter name is save point interval. Save point interval. Save point interval is the parameter with that you can decide how the data will be stored, like return from the RAM to disk at the data level, and this is persistent. This is synchronous. Whatever changes are happening, it is going to write into the log area immediately. It is going to write into the log area immediately whatever changes are happening here. It can write immediately onto the log area. In HANA, we have three types of backup. Full backup means when we want to take the complete backup, incremental backup, and we have the differential backup. You are working in the backup or area or not? You have some idea. What is the backup? I have idea in backup, Sanjay, but I am not doing the backup. You have some idea about backup. What is the complete backup and differential backup? Any? The complete backup will take the whole database backup and the differential will be from the full backup. You can get at least 2 days from the differential backup. I am just giving you one scenario here. Suppose on Sunday our database, you are able to see whiteboard. On Sunday, our database size was 2 TB. Monday, every day we are writing 200 GB data into the database. Monday, we are having 2.2 GB. Tuesday, we are having 2.4 GB. Wednesday, we are having 2.6 GB. Thursday, we are having the 2.8 GB. When we are going to take complete backup on Sunday, suppose we are taking the complete backup. Backup size would be how much? 2 TB. 2 TB. This point is clear. Complete backup means whatever the data is there, you are going to take the backup of that one. This point is clear. Now on Monday, we are taking incremental backup. Incremental backup means how much? 2. 2. When we are taking the incremental backup, you are saying 2.2 GB. That is the wrong concept. Now on Wednesday we are taking, on Tuesday we are taking an incremental backup. What would be the size? That's why I have explained this one. You are saying 2.4 GB. And on Wednesday, when we are taking the incremental backup, what would be the size? On Wednesday, I say that I am taking the differential backup. Differential backup, then what would be the size? The potential will be 200 MB. To go. Your concept. Maybe your concept. Maybe you are referring to some other database. In HANA database, it's a different concept. Complete means full backup. That is on Sunday. Incremental means from the last backup. It is not. Monday, the database size is 2.2. But yesterday, on Sunday evening, you have already taken the complete backup. The changes is how much? Yes, incremental backup is 0.2 GB. MB. Tuesday, you are taking the incremental backup. What would be the size? B. Yes. Differential backup, it's not 0.2, it is 0.6. Why it is? Differential backup will take from the last full backup. Last full backup you have taken on Sunday. Whatever the changes happened from the last full backup. Incremental backup will take the backup from the last backup. Whether it is a full backup or differential backup, doesn't matter. While the differential backup is going to check the size from the last full backup. Last full backup was having this 2 TB and now the size is 2.6 GB, 2.6 TB. It is going to take the backup of that. This is the concept of complete, differential and incremental backup in FENAN. We have 3 types of recovery also. We can perform the recovery. Backup is required to perform the recovery. We can have until the most recent time from the log. Until a specific point in time, we can go back to the previous time, that is point in time recovery. Then third is specific to a data backup without applying the redo log file. 20 days backup we have to keep in FAN system. Now we will see scheduling and monitoring of the database actions. As a basis consultant, you have to monitor your database. Proactive monitoring. We can use one P code DBA Cockpit. DBA Cockpit is a tool. This is a transaction code. With this transaction code, you can manage any database. Not only HANA database, you can manage SQL Server, MS, MaxDB, Oracle HANA. Any database can be maintained from DBA Cockpit T code. In the DBA Cockpit T code, you can see the HANA system here. Now you can run the T coder DBA Cockpit. In the database, we have to see the size of the database. First, I want to understand what is my database size. How to check the database size? You have to go to current status. There is a different. Tabs are here on the left hand side. Current status performance downside. There is a folder. You are seeing the folder with yellow color. Current status performance. Performance. You are having configuration job system information diagnostic. Then you are having the system information. Everything is available. Now you want to see the database size. Here you can see the system information. Go downside in the System Information tab. You are having the database size. Are you able to see database size? Click on the database size. DB size is. You can double click here. Now, when you double click, you can see in the side the complete history of your database. What is the database size now in your system? It is written on the top side. This is the latest. It's 23. But there is no 5th June. Today is 5th June. On the top it is written 5th June. Memory used is how much? 6. And from aggregated period, there is an option there. Go upside, there is aggregated period. Not here. Last. This one. Aggregated period. Click here. You can see the month wise. This is day wise. It is showing now monthly size. In the monthly 6 month, just June month memory used is an 8 GB. Disk use and Thursdays. This is the data you are able to see. Low array use 6 GB. Disk traces use 6 read. In this month it is. The database is using this one. Previous month the database is using this one. You can understand how the database is growing. And then you can check the database. As I said, it is a memory. You can see here the disk. You have almost 2 times of your or 1.5 times of your memory as of disk. This is SSG. Second and 37, but memory is how much? 8. Memory size is more than disk. Memory size is more than disk. Is it fine? Yes. It is normally 2 times. But in your system it is 1.5 times. It is not good. It must be 2 times. Whatever the disk you are having, the memory should be 2 times of your disk. It means the performance would not be optimal in this case. Because whatever the data is residing into NNA, it is in the compressed format. When it goes into the memory, it goes into the uncompressed format. NNA is a memory platform. NNA, we have 2 times of memory than disk. Whatever the disk data we are having 2 times of disk memory. We have seen the disk here. Now disk and log area. Now here we can see the large tables. On the left side. Below above 2 DB size history. No. Go downside. Above DB size history, there is a large tables. You have selected the DB size history above large tables. This one. Click. From here you can see which are the largest tables in your system. Then you can fine-tune those tables also. You can specify the apply selection. No. You can just select yes, apply selection. You want to see all the tables. It is going to show all the tables. There could be thousands of tables in here. It is going to reflect all the tables. Which are the tables? The schema name is SAP NADB. The table name is this one. What is the total history of the database? How the database is going into that particular table. Last, when you have access to all the information is here. This table, I can select these tables. Yes, you can select the tables. Double click on the table. You can see the complete history. Select any table. But it will take time because this is around how many memory. But it will take time because this is a kind of everything is in the memory. Everything is not going to take time. You just double click. Double click on this particular table. You want to see the inside of this table. Click on this table. That option is there or not. Details will show the table definition, but it is not going to show the table data. Table data. If you want to see the table data, you have to go to the different transaction code. You open a new session. From the top, you can open a new session. / new session. Enter no. Now you type the table name T000. T000 table contain no users. You type user. Users or two. Sorry. Then execute again F8. These are the users in your company. These are the different users are created in. This is the BMM, is the username. B code is password. Password of the users. You cannot see the password of this one. This is in the encrypted format. Getting BM is the B code, is the password of the users. This is the user ID. But if you understand the Kali Linux, we can hack this one also. Authorization is very important aspect. If you know this, we can export into the Microsoft Excel, and then we can put the Kali Linux, and then in the Kali Linux we can decrypt that information, and we can understand who is using what password, and then we can become very rich. You can log in with that ID and you can perform all that I. Now we go back to this. You can minimize this one. You are like, in this way, you can see any table related data. You can use in C6 you can perform. How can I minimize this one? From the top, drop down on the top. There is a top side. There is a cross button. Then maximize, the minimize button is also there. You can minimize it. On the side. This one. Yes, this one. Click this one. It's just minimized. Now here, you can perform all the tasks. As I said, you can go the left side upside, go upside. Go to the current status overview. Double click on the overview. This is the main important T code to be a cockpit. With this, you can monitor the complete database. Now, what is the Hanem version? Are you able to see the Hanem version? Hanem version. You see this? What is the Hanem version? When it was 2.04, they have updated what they have updated. When they have installed in which year? Are you able to see the year? Yes, this one. After that, they have not done anything. And this product is also out of maintenance. If any problem comes to this product, then this database your company is in serious trouble because SAP is not going to support. Because the maintenance period is also gone for that period. Now you can go back. Green button. Green button. No, not here. Yellow button on the green button. Yes, this one back. Now you can see how much memory is allocated to this system. Are you able to see how much RAM? RAM is how much? This one. G. 37 GB is. and how much disk you are having. Data size 3 terabytes. 3 terabytes is the total size. U size is how much? B. Yes, it means 2 times. As I said na, you must have 2 times of your whatever the data volume you are having. You must have more than 2 times RAM. If you don't have the 2 times, more than 2 times GB, you will be having the performance issue. Now you can see your data volume is on 38 GB and memory is this one. 3071 GB memory is you have enough memory. Now here you can see the processes. How to see the processes? We can see the process. Where is the process? It's mentioned here. Sanjay, regarding to the upgrading of database version. Usually, how long does it take when upgrading the database version? Database upgrade will take maximum half an hour. Database software version will not take more than half an hour. But our vendor is not updating the database version. Because your vendor is because if he doesn't know SAP GUI, then he is like very smart. I don't know who is your vendor. Vendor may be like normal company, who is like maybe like I have seen several guys like they don't know. They maybe have got the contract from your company. They will be just. Because nobody knows technical. You guys also don't know technical. These guys also don't know technical. And what is happening? And when the disaster comes, then everything will be screwed up. And there is no audit or something. Because all this comes under audit. Who is doing the audit? Every company has the audit. In audit, all these things have been checked. Like what version you are running, whether the version is updated or not updated. All these things come into the audit. Every company has the audit. Software audit, in that audit all these things come. But it will depend on what. This is a production system or what? This is production. Then it must be updated. If it is a production system, if it is not updated, then it is a very serious issue. I would suggest that yes. You can suggest with that. Now we can go to the services. Services. You can go to the all services started. No on the green. But you are able to see on the side, green things are coming. Not on here only. Here only. There was a hyperlink. On the top, all services go upside. Oh, yes. Click. These are the HANIM processes. What are the processes? Are you able to read? Daemon name server, preprocessor, index server, compile server, web dispatcher. These are the processes of SAP HANIM. These processes perform different tasks. Like daemon is a process that runs at operating system. If any service got stopped, it is started by daemon. And then we got the preprocessor. Preprocessor feeds unstructured data into SAP HANIM. Index server perform actual data loading. Most important service is index server. You can see the index server is consuming the most memory. How much memory index server is consuming? 96. Able to see. 96 GB of RAM is consumed by the index server processor. This is the now you can go back. There is a green button. In this way, we can now, if you want to take the backup, you can take the backup also. You can go to the DBA planning calendar under job sections. DBAing a calendar in the job section. Job folder is there now on the left side. You have different folder, job DBA planning calendar. This one. We can check whether you are taking the backups or not. They are not performing any backup also. This is the system. This is a very critical thing. You can see here there is no backup. You can just click anywhere. Click anywhere on the side. On Monday, you can click anywhere. Click anywhere. No, click on any box. Yes, it's. No, you cannot do. You don't have the authorization to add. You can see there is an option add is disabled for you. Add button is disabled. It means you cannot add. There is an add button there. Add this one. This is disabled. Disabled means you cannot perform the backup. If this is enabled, you can planning the backup. Now we want to see whether the backup is running or not. Come back to the left hand side. There's a DB, a log under job section. Under job section. There's a DB log. Click this one. We can see any database task is running or not running. You can see what it is rating. It is failed. Complete data backup is failed. It is in the red color. Double click. On 4th June, they are trying to take the backup. The backup was not completed. This is again very serious issue. You can talk to your vendor. Why the backup is failed? Sanjay, how to check the previous day's backup? Previous day's backup, you can see all the backups from here only, or you can check the backup from the backup log directory. Can you go to backup log? Can you go to LV? Can you go to backup log? And check maybe from 31st May. What is the time frame? You change the time frame. Custom selection. Last 30 days. Just apply last 30 days. It's just failed only yesterday. Day yesterday and day before yesterday. 2 days it is getting failed. You can query to the customer what is happening. Like, in this way, you can control your vendor. What is happening? Why it is failing up? You can screw your vendor. Whether they have informed or what is the reason. And this is a serious issue. This database backup. Sanjay, we are in our environment. We are taking in the external drive. From the HANA, it goes to one of our backup domain software, which is Networker. If I want to restore this backup testing, like the restore testing, I want to test this backup restore. How I can perform? Very simple way. We require a training system. We will be taking the production backup and we will restore into the training system. Yes. Just need to know how to do that. Participants, or they can play with the real data because end users are not going to play with the production data. Exactly. That is very simple way. Hassan, we are going to install SAP in the server. I think from there we can copy the backup of this database and then restore it to that is MaxDB. This is HANADB. Yes, the database is different. Database is different. Database is different because why I have given this software. Because HANA database can only be HANA. We have some restriction also. HANA. Very important point about HANA is HANA can be installed on SUSE Linux or Red Hat. This is very important point, Red Hat. HANA cannot be installed on Windows operating system. Getting my point correct? HANA minimum memory is 32 GB RAM you require. To install the HANA, you require minimum 32 GB of RAM. That is again, it is a very big restriction. HANA software. Now what is you are saying that you are having S4 HANA application. And this for the S4 HANA. What is your CD? System I cities. Your city is very generic. ID production. PRD, and what is your heinous ID? You have to understand we have two different ID. Yes, that is why you can compare everything. Now you are like you will get the real thing. I will do in the real way. We got the PRD here. S4 HANA is PRD, and what is the S4 HANA version? You tell me each and everything. S4 HANA version, what is this LSB? What is our version S4 HANA? Yes sir, you can try and tell me. I have told you how to see the version of S4 HANA. It is 1 minute. Take your time. Thank you sir. Under System Status. In the System Status SAP System Data. In SAP System Data, you can find what is your S4 HANA version. 240, and again you are making wrong. I am saying S4. S4 HANA non-DB. DB. You are. It's 2.4. It's 2.4. But again I say this is your database. HANA is your database. HANA is a platform. It is outdated. It's outdated. Is it? Version is outdated. What is the latest version? I told Navi this one. You are able to see my screen. Because last week I was going for this training for one client. I was giving the HANA training, that is 5 days. I have this slide. This clearly mentioned. If HANA 2 row for when it was 12 till. Are you able to see? After that, this is gone. If you face any problem, SAP is not going to support your SAP HANA server. How are they supporting? You have to upgrade your system to SPS 5. Only SPS 5 is supported till June 2025. SPS 5 means the version is it. Any version, you are on HANA version 2.04. Because the person who is installed HANA or whatever, they don't know. And I told Nelvi one very important thing. He was saying that SAP GUI. I said that you can change the font there. You will completely. Now the customer is saying that I don't know who is your vendor. Your vendor is not very good SPS 504 even because we installed on 2020. This is suggested by SAP also. But the database upgrade means, is it licensed or existing license? They will upgrade. How it is? Existing license, they are going to upgrade. In everyone, here they are. SAP release a new support package. In 220 you have. What is the picture is saying? The picture is saying this one. If any audit happens in your organization, in audit you will be like means your organization will be in critical. What we say, critical situation. Because in audit they are going to find this one is outdated. And this is for production system. If you are having any dummy system, training system, it's. But in the production system, if anything goes wrong. I just give you an example. If anything goes wrong in your database, you want to say version 2.0, you said. What is the current version? Current version. I told you how to see the current version. Maybe you have joined later on, you can go to help SAPcom. What is the latest version? Are you able to see? What is the latest version? SPSM means it is 2.07, is it? Yes, 2.0 is the latest version. We are in 2.04. Yes, 2.04 was released in April 2019. It is written here. And it is valid only for 2 years. It is thought that it is valid for very long time, especially for 04. Is valid for June 20. But ZO6 also they released. ZO6 also they released. Let me note it. We can contact our vendor to upgrade our database. One more thing you tell me. 1909 is your S/4HANA software version. And HANA version is HANA 2.04. And what is the SAD of ANAN? That you tell me. Both are same or different SID. Your SAD for S/4HANA system is production. What about HANA? HANA SAD is what? HTB, what you are saying, that you are taking the backup. We are taking the backup of this one. We are taking the backup. This is our backup media. No matter whether, whatever this is the backup of backup media. Now your question is you want to restore. What you do? You install a HANA S/4HANA. Suppose I am having another S/4HANA system, S/4HANA. And this ID is TRN training system. And we are having HANA database also. This is ID. What we are going to do? We are going to restore this data from here. Whatever the backup media we are having, we will restore this data to NA and then all the data will be here. Here we are taking the backup and then here we can do the restore. After restore, we will be having all the data into the TRG system and we can start working into the TRG system. You can have different methods. You can have backup restore method. You can have restore. How to restore? Can you show us how to restore? How to restore the system? You require a tool. You cannot tool is it? What tool? That's what I am asking. Because currently we are taking the backup in our external drive. That's what I said, external server. In ADB, we are using one more external backup device where network we are taking the backup of the complete DB. Now this restore, I need to check whether the backup is, happening working properly or not. I need to restore this data to some other environment and check whether the restore is working or not. You are using the third-party software. Yes, you are using the third-party software. The third-party software will be responsible for restoration also. If you are using HANA software for backup, then you can use HANA software. That's what I am saying, because when I checked with them, they said HANA works indifferent. Any backup tool which just takes the backup. For restoration, because they are saying, it's like they are using some back in it location, some back in it, they are copying the data from there. Then they are saying you need to use some HANA Studio, is it? HANA Studio is an Eclipse tool that you can use, but HANA Studio will HANA restore. Backup is not done for the tape drives. You are taking the backup on the tape drive. It's like external server drive. It's kind of tape drive, but it's not tape, it's like a storage. If it is a storage, then it's because tape drive HANA doesn't support. Tape drive, SAP HANA system is not going to. HANA tool doesn't support. For example, I am using this, my third-party backup software, that I am taking the backup and storing it in the cloud storage blob storage. Microsoft has used it. If you are using any, suppose you are taking any storage like disk. If disk, then you can use different tool. If disk, then you can use HANA tools. You can use HANA tools. You can use HANA Studio. You can use. That's what I am asking. Do you know how to use HANA Studio to restore the data? Yes, HANA Cockpit, HANA Studio. You can use HTTP Schooler command line. You have multiple ways to perform the restore. If you want to see how to perform the restore is very simple procedure, very simple procedure. You can see here. You can see here. First, we have to take the backup. In HANA, we can take the full backup, delta backup, and differential backup. We have three types of backup. Backup you can use from this is the HANA Cockpit. Are you able to see? This is a browser-based screen. This is a browser. HANA Studio is depreciated. HANA Studio is depreciated from SAP HANA Studio. No SAP doesn't treatment to use HANA Studio. Now what is the tool name? Tool name is, are you able to see? Yes, HANA Cockpit. This is the HANA Cockpit tool. In HANA Cockpit tool, you can see all the database, system database, tenant database. And then you can select your database and you can take the backup. You can select your database and you can take the backup. Manage database backup. You can start taking the backup. And then backup will be, or you can use the SQL statement. Select star from and backup size estimation and you can take the backup. Backup tenant database. It's a graphical user interface. You can backup the tenant database. Same way you want to recover. You can schedule the backup. You want to take the backup using SQL commands. You can use the backup using SQL command also. Backup data using the file you can specify. Now you want to do the restore. Database recovery. Restore and recovery. Again in this tool, same tool. You can just go and just perform the recovery. Recover tenant. First you have to start the recovery wizard. Recovery. First you have to specify the location of the backup files. Where the backup files are located. You have to specify the backup and you can have three types of restoration. To most recent state. In case of disaster coming, everything was working fine. Like now the time is, what is the time? 4:19. In 4:19 everything was working fine till 40:18. Now all of the sudden, your computer stopped working, hardware failure. You want to restore at 4:19. That is recent time or somebody deleted data at 4 p.m. You want to go back previous in time, point in time recovery, or you don't want to apply a log. You have three types of recovery. You select the recovery type and initialize the log area and then start recovery. Performing the recovery, it will require the SIDADM password. Here, it is an option here. From here, you can recover the data. Where is the target machine I am mentioning? Because the recovery will be on the different machine, not on the production machine. Yes, but you have to. Recovery will be happening on the training machine. In the training machine, you have to specify where is the backup located. You have to specify the backup media location, not this location. Production is already down. It is not able to connect to this one. When you are going to specify the location of the backup files, what I am saying, production is running. No problem. Production is running. This is outside of the production box. Backup media is outside of the production. When we are going to perform the recovery, we are recovering from the backup media. This HANA Cockpit, you are saying I need to run on the training environment. HANA Cockpit is a separate machine. HANA Cockpit is a cockpit server. HANA Cockpit Server. This is a separate server. Is there HANA Cockpit Server? First, what we have to do? HANA Cockpit Server. We have to make connectivity with this system. Then we are going to log in into the cockpit. And we are going to start the HANA Cockpit. HANA Cockpit. In any company, SAP recommend that we must be having the HANA Cockpit Server. In the Cockpit Server, we have to connect with the HANA Cockpit. We log in into the Cockpit Server and then we can specify where is our media. And then we can recover the system. Can you just show me that screenshot, what you shown? Here recover means this is the HANA Cockpit. In HANA Cockpit how it is? In HANA Cockpit, you are going to get this kind of screenshot. This kind of. This is the HANA Cockpit. Are you able to see? In HANA Cockpit, you are able to see what are the databases. Whenever you are going to perform the recovery and backup is for the tenant databases. You cannot recover the whole system. Recovery is only possible for the databases. That's what I am asking. Recovery. If I want to mention the training machine here, which option I need to choose? I am asking. Training means. We go in detail. This SAP HANA database, it is running. HANA is a platform. Inside this we are having some databases. It is running on T1 database. You have taken the backup of T1 database. T1 database back is up here. Apart from this, it is also possible it is having other databases also. Suppose I am having BO application. BO application is here. BO application is also using your HANA as a platform, and for BO we will be having another tenant database T2. But we are not taking the T2 backup. We have taken the T1 backup. Backup is here. When we are performing the recovery, what is the database here? Another 4. Here it is running in T3. Here it is the T3. T3 is the database for Tian system. You are able to understand. When we are going to recover, recovery means what? We are going to overwrite T3 with T1. We are going to recover T3 with T1. That's it. This is the cockpit server. This is the database and database that you can connect. You can connect to the cockpit server. In cockpit server it says HANA database. And there is a separate NN server where cockpit application is running. First you have to make a connectivity to the backend server. HANA Cockpit is a management software that is going to manage the HANA databases. To manage the HANA database, first we have to make a backend connectivity to the HANA database. Then we are going to log in into the cockpit, and then we can manage the backend HANA databases from this tool. This is HANA Studio. Recover system database. Recover the tenant database. When you are going to specify here, you have to select. First, here you can see we have taken the backup. We can take the complete backup. Backup is running. HANA everything is very simple. Especially when you are using HANA Studio or HANA Cockpit. Backup is done. Within 1 minute, our backup is done. Now you can see you can take the backup of a particular tenant database also. You can specify the location where the backup will be running. Backup is done. After backup is done, you can move this data to another host. Install HANA system with same CD. And then you can see we are having 2 sites, Bangalore and Mumbai. On the Bangalore site, we have taken the backup. From Hine Studio, I have shown you. Just click on the system. You can take the system database backup and tenant database backup. Copy all this media to the secondary site. Copy all this media to the Bangalore site. And then we can use HANA Cockpit. This is HANA Cockpit. In HANA Cockpit, this is the HANA Cockpit screen. We can go to. Is this Fiori? Yes, everything is Fiori. Now most of the things are, it's the Fiori interface. All the user interface, user experience is Fiori based experience. We are just checking the next data. When taking a backup and restoring a backup to a server, we can do it through Fiori. Yes, through Fiori, everything we can do. Fiori is like in a cockpit. Fiori is like user interface. But backend application is HANA Cockpit. And in the anyway, HANA Cockpit is connected to the backend server. Then we can perform the recovery. Everything is graphical user interface. You don't have to bother about command line tool and everything. Everything is graphical user interface. You have to click next. Select the option and then recovery will be done. Finish and complete. Finish and complete and everything is set up. You just have some basic concept like how the replication. Some basic concept you must know. Then it will be very easy task. Very easy task. Now you want to run SQL statement. How to run SQL statement? Maybe you are not. You can go to the diagnostic folder. Diagnostic folders are there. Diagnostic folders. Now you can go to the SQL editor. Are you able to see? Yes, double click on the SQL editor. Now you run any SQL command. Select a star from dummy. Every database is having the dummy table. We can say dummy D, UMMY dummy. Execute F8 or there is execute button on the top is mentioned here. Execute button. Below SQL editor. Circle yes this execute button. Are you able to get some output? Yes. Now you go to the input query. You run another statement. Select star from UCR. First statement you can delete. Select star from USR. UCS. UCS. UCS is a table in HANA database that contain all the users. Exit. In the status bar, it is executing. All the users are, you can see all the users. Username, the user's user ID user authentication method. All these are the database users are. I can join multiple tables here also. This is not table. This is the users. I mean, if I went back to, I wanted to select all the users, including their designations and access rights. It's possible in here in SQL editor. Yes, you can see. These are the technical users. You cannot log in with any of these users. All the users are stored into this table USCRs. You make a query in the input query. You have made the query. Select star from users. Users is a table. Now you want to see the databases. How many databases are there? You make a query from a view. Select star from m_databases. Users, you delete m_databases. Yes, execute. Yes. How many databases you are having? Database name is what? GHP is the database name. You are having HDB as a HANA system. Under HANA system, you are having GHP as a database. Got it. E1 is a database. In one HANA system, you can have multiple database tenant databases. One tenant database is GHP tenant database. But what we could do is this again, Sanjay, sorry. A cockpit, a DB puppet and the diagnostic folder. Yes, diagnostic folder, you are having the SQL editor. You can execute the SQL related commands from here. You can perform all the tasks. You can see the most important task is jobs. Under job section, you are having the DB, logs. You have to check the database related logs whether the backup is successful, not successful. In the DB planning calendar, you don't have the. Otherwise, you can plan the backups, you can schedule the backup, and you can perform other tasks. Here in jobs, we can also determine what are the jobs running in databases. Yes, you can go here. Central calendar. Go to central control. Double click yes. It is written here. What is this? What you double click? What is this? These are the jobs running in the calendar. What is the job name? Complete data backup. Today at 8 p.m., you will be having the data backup. At 8 p.m., the data backup, only the data backup job is running daily. Now you want to change any parameter. How to change the database parameter? Database parameter. Go to Configuration tab. Configuration. Third folder from the top. Now you can go to the file as ANI files. Double click. You can see the different types of files here. You can check the file. You can click any folder and then any NI file. You can see the values there and then you can change it. Is it recommendable to change this? No. Not change from here. But I'm saying that you can change it also. That option is also there. It is not recommended to do it from here. You have to use HANA cockpit. All admin related activities you have to perform from the HANA cockpit. But from DBA cockpit, you can see what are the values, what are the things are assigned to those. And cancel this one. No, cancel this one. This is anyway production system. We don't have to change anything here. You can just see the profile file. Now you want to see the go to the indexserver.ani file. Indexserver.ani file. Here on the hand side. No, not here. Indexserver.ni file. Downside indexserver.ani file is there. Here you have the authentication. Authentication. Again expand password policy. What is the password policy? Anywhere, password policy is mentioned here. Log on it. You go to authorization. Nothing is there. Then admission control. First one. Yes, admission control. You can go to the authentication. Index server. Under indexserver.ini file, you can go to the authentication. How the user ID is going to log in? They are going to log in with the user ID password. They are going to use the log on ticket. They are going to use some security address and markup language. They are going to use cookie for Kerberos. They are going to use their authentication. How the user is going to log in into the system. You can say it is mentioned here. SAP users can log in through logon ticket. Users can log in through Kerberos. The cookie will be valid for 180 minutes. All the things are mentioned here. But we don't have to change anything here. We have to change it from the handling cockpit. Here normally, we are going to see all this information. This is for monitoring purposes only. And you can see the trace file also. If database. You want to understand when your database got started first. How to check? Go to the diagnosis file and the diagnostic section. Diagnosis file is there. Go to the diagnosis file and double click. Now you check here, available log file is there. There are thousands of files available. Set filter also. No, this is putting on the host name. Now you have this first option. No, this is details. Filter is not here. Search option. Oh, you short it also. Go to the file name. Under file name, file name you short it. Next to this. Ascending or descending order. Available log is not there. Is there? Not there. Available log file is not there. Backup log is there. You want to see the backup log when backup has happened. You can open this file. It will show all the details. It is very huge file. You can continue. You just try to see. It will tell your tool name. Hassan was telling some tool name. That tool, everything it is going to mention here. You are trying to backup using that tool. Why backup is getting failed? Now last 2 days your backup is getting failed. From here we can take it. You can check all the information. You have another session also. No session. You can again log in because it is going to take some time. You can again log in and you can check how many users are logged in. Yes, another session is already open. Click this one. You can see how many users are logged in. Evaluate from the arrow button. Yes, I think arrow button here. Now you type evaluate. Yes, it will show how many users are logged in. Oh, too many users are logged in. How many users? 35 users are logged in. 35 users are logged in. These guys are working for production purpose or anything. We have done for today. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.